My brother-in-law told me I'm just a weekend nurse playing soldier. Then his daughter fell 2 stories and he froze. For 8 years, my brother-in-law David has made the same joke at every family dinner. You're basically a weekend nurse who plays soldier once a month. I deal with real emergencies every single day. David's an ER doctor at a prestigious private hospital, pulls in $380,000 a year, and never lets anyone forget it. I'm 34, Army Reserve Medical Corps, and according to him, that makes me barely qualified to put on a Band-Aid. What David doesn't know is that I'm also a trauma surgery chief resident at a civilian level 1 trauma center. He doesn't know I spent 2019-2020 deployed to Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany, treating blast trauma casualties from Syria and Iraq. He doesn't know I performed over 40 craniotomies during a single mass casualty event. He doesn't know any of this because I've never felt the need to prove myself to him. My fiance's parents absolutely love David. At our engagement party last month, her father pulled her aside in the kitchen. I overheard him through the doorway. Are you sure about him? David could introduce you to real surgeons at his hospital, successful people. During the toast, David raised his glass and said, to doctors who save lives in real hospitals, not on military bases. The entire room laughed. My fiance squeezed my hand under the table. Last weekend was the annual family reunion at a rented lake house on the water. 50 plus extended family members, massive 2-story property. David's 6-year-old daughter Emma was playing on the second floor deck when the wooden railing gave way. She fell 20 feet straight down onto the concrete patio. The sound of impact was horrible, a sound you never forget. Everyone started screaming. I ran over and found her unconscious. A visible depressed skull fracture on the right side of her head, breathing erratic and shallow. Epidural hematoma forming, brain herniating. She had minutes before death. David was on his knees beside her, frozen, screaming for someone to call 911. His hands were shaking so violently he couldn't even touch his own daughter. Somebody help her, please, she's dying. I dropped down next to her, immediately stabilized her C-spine, checked her airway position. David, listen to me, where's the nearest trauma center? 90 minutes away by car. Oh god, she's not breathing right. The ambulance was 35 minutes out minimum. She'd be dead before they arrived. I pulled out my phone and called Life Flight directly while assessing her pupils with my pen light, fixed and dilated on the right side. The hematoma was expanding rapidly. She had maybe 10 minutes before irreversible brain damage or death. I sprinted to my car and grabbed my full medical kit from the trunk. I always carry it because of my civilian trauma position. When I came back and started unpacking supplies, David saw the surgical instruments and completely lost it. What the hell are you doing? You're not qualified for this. Step away from my daughter. David, she has a depressed skull fracture and an expanding epidural hematoma. If I don't perform an emergency decompression right now, she will die before Life Flight arrives. It's your call, but make it fast. He stared at me, mouth open, completely frozen. His wife was sobbing. I didn't wait for permission. I had family members clear the dining room table. I prepped Emma's head, marked the decompression site using anatomical landmarks, and made my incision. The emergency burr hole procedure took exactly 4 minutes. When I penetrated through the skull, dark blood came pouring out under significant pressure. Exactly what I needed to see. Her breathing stabilized almost immediately. Pressure relieved. Life Flight landed in the front yard 12 minutes later. The lead paramedic came inside, saw the fresh burr hole procedure, and his eyes went wide with recognition. Who performed this emergency decompression? I did. Major Reynolds, Army Reserve Medical Corps. I'm also trauma surgery chief resident at Metro General. The paramedic's entire demeanor changed instantly. Wait, you were stationed at Landstuhl? Yes, 2019 to 2020. Holy shit. My younger brother was a flight medic there during your deployment. You guys are absolute legends in the medical community. He turned to his partner. Look at this. Landstuhl protocols. This decompression is textbook perfect work. David was standing against the wall, completely silent. His face had gone gray. The whole family was standing there watching this unfold, finally understanding. As they loaded Emma onto the helicopter, David finally looked directly at me. He didn't say thank you. He didn't say anything at all. He just stood there, broken, while his daughter flew away to the trauma center. Later that night, my fiance's father found me sitting alone outside on the dock. He tried to apologize, tried to explain that they didn't understand, that they had no idea about my actual qualifications. I just looked at him calmly and said, I don't do this work for recognition or respect. I do it because I'm trained to save lives. Unlike some people, my weekends actually matter. David's daughter survived with full recovery. David hasn't attended a single family gathering since that day. My fiance told me he can't face me anymore. Can't handle knowing that the weekend nurse he spent 8 years mocking is the only reason